are live. Welcome to my studio. This is my first time doing this setup with the basement. And then Steve, remember if I shoot it over to Brian, you got to switch the scene. You're just checking to make sure there's sound, right? Okay, we're good. All right. So Brian is with us, and so make sure to switch that scene over to Brian.
Hey, I'm here. What's up, Ronnie?
Push it. Should we make sure to push it live? All right. We're still going to use this system. I'm with Brian Pfeiffer, Mr. Marketing Meathead. Is it meatheadmarketer.com?
Marketingmeathead.com is my blog, and then I'm setting up the new site, brianpfeiffer.com as well. It's not live yet, but it's getting worked on. Probably the next week or so.
All right, right on. And where's your YouTube channel called? Where can they find your YouTube channel?
You can actually just go to marketingmeathead.com/YouTube. I got a link set up on there. You can subscribe right there. Yeah, that'd be great.
Make sure to go back and forth, Steve, between shots.
I'm putting out content almost every day. I just for the viewers out there, I just launched a campaign live yesterday and turned a profit the first day. So it might be a fluke.
Was it a lead gen campaign?
It was a lead gen campaign.
Okay, what was it?
It was mortgage refinance.
Mortgage refinance. Okay, yeah. Like I talk about on my live stream, refinance is huge. It's a big market right now because the Fed's rates are artificially low. They're going up. The Feds have the intention of raising the rates. In fact, they need to raise the rates. And it's a good time to market these homeowners and let them know about their options and let them know, hey, look, this is probably once in a lifetime. In your lifetime, are we going to see the rates this low? So we might as well lock these rates in while there's still opportunity to. Well,
that's part of it. The other part is the market's pretty high right now. So there's a lot of cash in a lot of these houses. So the cash out refi opportunity is probably once in a lifetime as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to cash out refi my house this month.
How does a cash out refi work?
Well, it's pretty simple. Like if you have a house and you say you bought it for, in my case, right around $200,000. Okay. Well, right now the market, 4.5 years later, the house is worth $275,000. Okay. Well, I took out a mortgage for say $180,000 on the house when I bought it originally. Well, now there's, it's worth $275,000. So there's like $75,000 more in equity than when you originally bought it. So you can do a mortgage for say $230,000-ish and pull out $50,000 right now, and your payment stays really about the same. So it's pretty cool.
Cool.
So pull out $50,000. I'm going to invest in another business, build another website, whatever. Basically, you're only paying 3 or 4% interest
right now,
on that money.
$50,000 to the average American is like manna from heaven.
Yeah. But if you can pay 3 or 4% interest on that $50,000, and you can make 10 or 15 or even in our case maybe 100% money on that $50,000, it's stupid to let it just sit there. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. You need to pull that out and start making money with it.
It's all about good debt and bad debt, like Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about. When people think about getting into debt, it's a scary thought for them because I call it retail. The average retail consumer sees debt and they're like, well, I have credit card debt, I have auto loan debt, I have my student loan debt, and this is just putting me in a hole. Whereas entrepreneurs see debt as leverage, saying, okay, if I can free up a $100,000 credit line and making 10% returns on that, that's quite a bit of money. That's a lot of money actually.
Right.
And it's free money because although I'm borrowing it, I have to pay it back. That profit I made on those returns is just free money in my pocket.
Yeah, it's more money than that money cost you to borrow. Right. So at the end of the day, it's still a profitable adventure.
Yeah.
I play that game with my credit cards. I work with a couple other affiliate marketers, and we take big hits off credit cards like $40,000-$50,000 a month, but we pay it back before any interest hits. So literally, it's like using the money for free for like 45 days basically, and then the other affiliate pays me a juice on that money. So it doesn't cost. It's not even my money; it's the bank's money.
Yeah.
So
that's why the banks are playing with our money.
Exactly.
When we put our money into the bank, into the savings, it's not like they're just this institute vault and they just save your money tucked away in a vault for a
No, they only have to keep a small percentage of the money that they're lending out in reserve.
Fractional reserve,
yeah.
So crazy.
And they're making a fortune.
So they're using leverage. When we're talking about the top basically titans of the world, they use leverage.
Oh, for sure they do.
But the average consumer sees debt as chains. Don't see them as leverage. It's because we're not taught the difference between good debt and bad debt in college and high school or at any time. So when these people talk about debt, they're seeing it as this big liability and not seeing it as an asset. And that's why people have, rack up debt. They're buying all this crazy shit, vacation.
Well, it's one thing to rack up debt if you're using it for stupid stuff that's not gaining any money. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you're buying a boat, I've owned a boat before, and trust me, it's a depreciating asset.
You know what they say, boat is bust out another 1,000.
Yeah, exactly what boat stands for. Yeah, and I was telling you earlier, just to have that boat with the winter slip storage, the summer dock storage, the maintenance, the fuel, all the other upkeep, it's $20,000 a year just to have that in your possession. It's $20,000 a year. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's going to cost you $20,000.
In Chicago, right?
Yeah, and then here's where it really gets tricky. I've been trying to sell it for 6 years, and it's finally sold. Yeah. 6 years. Things like boats, people that buy boats are so anal. Okay, they come on a boat, and if there's a nick or a cut or a rip, dude, these people are noticing everything. Trust me. Yeah. And they want these boats that, this boat was a 2000 was the year of the boat. So, we're approaching 18 years. Yeah. I mean, it's and trust me, I've thrown some pretty good parties on this boat over the years, and it was not in pristine condition. So,
right.
You got to find that boat owner that's okay with a boat that's not pristine, and that's not most of the buyers. Most of these buyers want to come in and buy this boat that's just as good as the day it left the showroom, and it's not good. It's hard to sell. Right. People just don't want to buy it, and when you sell a boat, you actually have to go through it's called a survey. Mm-hmm. It's just like if you were get a house and you get an inspection on the house. Mm-hmm. They survey, they pull oil samples from both the engines. They check the transmission oil. They do every little nook and cranny of that boat. If there's any kind of water damage or anything, man, trust me, it comes up in the survey. So it's hard to sell those things, man. When you bring one of those things into your world, it's not that easy just to get rid of it.
So the best thing to do is just rent one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Charter one.
100%.
Charter it, although it's maybe to get a nice boat may cost you $5-10 for the day.
Right.
On a high end.
We would charter our boat out for $2,000. It was a 46-footer Sundancer, about 53 feet long with the platform.
How often did you use it?
We probably the problem with Chicago is the summer's only June, July, and August. Okay, so let's break down the math of that. Okay, so you got June, July, and August. That's a total of about, let's call it 12 weeks. Well, guaranteed one weekend out of every month you get a rain out. Okay, because it's Chicago and it rains a lot there. So literally you have 9 weekends to use that boat. 9 weekends, that's it. So you're paying $20,000 for 9 weekends, and that's if you don't have a wedding to go to, for example. Maybe you got a wedding one weekend. Yeah, or you got your friend's party or something, graduation. There's always something going on. So you literally have maybe 7 weeks to really use it. Okay, it's $20,000. So divide that by 7, and that's what it costs every time you take the boat out.
And so you would still be down. So let's say it costs you $14,000 a year to use it for those 7 days.
$2,000 a time.
You're still down. You're still down on actually if you paid out of pocket, and you don't have to sell the liability.
Yeah, and the asset as you own it is depreciating every year. Yeah. So I bought it for $175, and we sold it for $100 roughly.
So moral of the story: use your debt to make you money, not to
buy
buy
boats.
Fuckboy shit like boats and crazy fancy cars and shit.
I mean, if you got the money where disposable income is not a problem, that's the different story. Then do it. But if you're using your money to kind of help you make more money, then you shouldn't be buying boats. Just rent.
Speaking of which, using your money to make more money, you're in a few different businesses right now.
Correct.
You want to talk about the businesses that you're in?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we do affiliate marketing like you. We lead gen. Yeah, affiliate marketing, lead gen, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, and I have a VIP services company in Las Vegas. I have a lot of big websites that rank really well for a lot of keywords and generate leads. We on a general day, we probably get anywhere from 25 to 50 leads a day and off my sites. I have a full-time sales guy myself.
And that's your you're kind of like the king of Las Vegas, like bachelor parties.
Well, that's one of the companies. It's called BachelorVegas.com.
So if you guys want to book your bachelor or bachelorette,
I own BachelorVegas.com.
BachelorVegas.com, right?
Yes.
Right. Brian owns those domains. This is the guy to go to if you're in Vegas. You want a bottle. you want to do it up, you want to, really get the full Vegas experience, hit up Brian. What is the website called? Las Vegas Bachelor?
Well, just bachelorvegas.com.
Or they can go to Surreal Vegas, right?
Yeah, well, there's another domain I've had for many years. It's my Chicago company, but I have it out here, surrealnightlife.com.
Okay,
yeah.
right on.
So the majority of the traffic comes from Bachelor Vegas. That's the big one.
So you book these bachelor parties, and they pay you for tables and for other services, and basically you get pretty good money off them. But all the leads are generated off of just people looking for bachelor.
Yeah, well, we do a lot of content marketing, and we're an informational, authoritative website where people go in. And, they're searching for Las Vegas pool parties 2018, for example. Yeah. That we rank really well, actually, for that term. So, somebody will land on our website, start poking around, realize we have packages. They hit us, a submission for a quote. We send them a quote. We get them on the phone. We talk to them. We do everything from, ATVs, shooting expeditions, exotic cars, you name it. I mean, we pretty much handle everything. I mean, I get a lot of requests. Guys fly in from Australia or the UK. They want to get picked up in the airport in a party bus with a couple strippers, that kind of crap. We do a lot of that stuff. So, yeah. I mean, these guys, think about it. They're coming in from, AU or Australia or, UK and Switzerland or wherever, and they don't know anybody. They're just coming in to party. They don't want to have to deal with any of the nuances of trying to get into these nightclubs, or the headaches of, dealing with 4 or 5 different people. They just come to us and we just handle everything for them.
Yeah.
We come up with a weekend price. Here's the deal. This is what you get. Done deal. Simple. If we just make sure everything happens perfect.
Nice.
So
that's
pretty
awesome.
nice.
So that's a good little business. So obviously it relies on web optimization and marketing.
Yeah, we do lead gen there too. We do some Google AdWords. We are going to up the spend on the AdWords over a few more keywords when it gets to the busy season.
Retargeting.
We do some retargeting, and we haven't really run any Facebook ads, so we're going to try to dabble in that. Nice. It's a little bit hard because people just aren't interested in our business unless they're coming to Vegas.
Right.
So, we can target things in Facebook like recently engaged. Hopefully, maybe we can snag some people that are going to be planning a bachelor party or a bachelorette party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can target that in Facebook, but we haven't tried it yet. So that's kind of the next couple months. We're going to be optimizing some landing pages and whatnot, and we'll give it a shot, see if it works, if it converts. Here's one of the problems with that particular business in the lead gen. A lot of the requests we get for people that want our services are for 5 months from now. So how do you put a price on? It's I just spent money to get this lead. They came in, but they might not book for 6 months. Right. So it's really hard. We almost need a full year of data. Right. Of people booking. We know our average cost per average customer value is about $300 to $350 in that range. So every time we close one, that's roughly what we make. Some are $1,000, some are $200, but average $350 say. But the problem is on these leads that come in, they don't close sometimes for 5-6 months. So it's really hard to put your numbers on it.
From them to try to get
100%. We have to get deposits. People land in Vegas, man. As soon as they start drinking, all goes to hell, man. So. Yeah, so you get their deposits, you get their nights all planned out ahead of time because, trying to run a business hoping people show up or they get to the pool and they get all wasted in 120-degree heat, and next thing you know, they're missing out on their nightclub stuff. It's well, we got your deposit. If you're not going to show up, it is what it is. So we did the work. We put the time in, the effort in to make it happen, and we made sure that their weekend was going to go off without a hitch. They got drunk or got arrested or whatever. It's not our fault.
I'm sure you've seen it all.
Everything. Yeah, people get out of control, man. It gets really bad in the summer when the pools are open and it's 120 degrees here, and people just physically cannot endure a weekend of the heat and partying. You know what I'm saying? It's not realistic.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I got my buddies who do the IVs, man. I'm calling them up. I'm you got to get over here and get these guys some IVs. They're struggling.
Dude, that's what I love about Vegas. It's everyone comes from all around the world to get fucked up and party and have a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's cool because it's such a city where there's so much opportunities. Everyone comes. I feel everyone comes to me in Las Vegas living here. I don't have to go anywhere because there's always some business convention. There's always somebody that wants to go to Vegas at some time. And is it in the way? Okay, sorry. So yeah, it's really That's what I like about it. So tell me a little bit about your lead gen, how you got into lead gen, and where you planning on taking your lead gen, and then we can get a little bit of your crypto stuff because you're big into the crypto stuff now and
getting there. Yeah, the lead gen is, like I said, it's more. I got to get I bought a couple of the bigger companies I own a year ago, and I worked in the business for like a year. Okay, so. Imagine running everything. I was, doing the accounting. I was doing the marketing. I was doing the sales. Literally, I had no time. I had no time to really grow the business. Now I finally got a really good sales guy. He's handling a lot of the leads, doing a lot of the customer calls. Now I'm starting to like tonight or later today, I'm going to go and build out all the automation in Infusionsoft, for example. I need to be putting heat maps on the landing pages and heat maps on the websites and seeing what people are doing and seeing if I'm screwing stuff up on the websites. We don't even have that right now. I think there's more opportunity with the lead gen stuff because there's the traffic's there, but are we fully monetizing that traffic? So now that I've got a little bit of time, it's still the pools haven't opened yet and whatnot. I need to literally really delve into the optimization stuff, which I know how to do. It's just time consuming. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much the education part needs to be there. I already got that, but the time is there. It's very time consuming to sit there and monitor websites and monitor landing pages all day and look at recordings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff going on right now, man. You got like you said, the crypto world is going on and there's swings of 50% in a day sometimes, and you're getting excited. You can make some money. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things it's hard to focus when you got three or four things going on in your computer screens all at once. You'll start on something, next thing you know, 3 hours go by before you get back to it.
So you made a great point about focus earlier. You said that you don't leave your house for lunch meetings.
Yes, I did say that. Well, here's my reasoning behind that. Every time you leave your house, okay, it never is just a 15-minute meet for coffee for somebody, okay? You got to drive there. By the time you get there, maybe you have to wait a few minutes to meet up with the person. You end up having a longer conversation typically than what was planned. Ends up being 45 minutes to an hour. Next thing you know, I'm a little hungry. Maybe I could grab a Starbucks. I'm out of the house, driving around. It's nice out. The music's going. Next thing you know, you're stopping and getting your dry cleaning. And the next thing you know, I need this at Walmart. And pretty soon 4 hours is gone, So, how much work could I have done in that 4 hours if I would have just never left my house for that appointment? You know what I'm saying? I could have closed probably 3 deals. I could have launched another campaign. I could have made a couple crypto trades. You know what I'm saying? It's you got to leave your house once in a while. So I'm not saying it's not the best thing, but when people ask me for a meeting just to meet up, I'm no. Listen, what is this meeting going to accomplish? What value? Well, I just wanted to just to meet you face to face. Sorry, man, I don't have time for that anymore.
I know you get hit up all the time. I get hit up all the time as well. Hey, let me take you out to coffee. It's dog, my time is worth a lot more than a cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what the fucked up thing is? I'll go. I had people I'll take you out to lunch. And I end up paying for the whole lunch. It's
Right.
What the fuck, dude? It's dude, it's happened to me so many times where it's I'm going to treat you to lunch. And then the check comes and I'm just sitting. And then finally I'm just all right. I didn't cover it. I'm not even trying to split the bill, do monkey math with the fucking guy behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Like I said, I got so much going on right now. And the business is doing really well. I feel like there's still a whole nother level to get to. Right. And, everything, anytime we launch, I've done a couple product launches this year and we're getting ready to launch our own version of what you do. You have the School of Hidden Knowledge. Well, we have Progress College. Okay. So Progress College is going to be very, very similar to the School of Hidden Knowledge. We're going to go a little bit deeper into some different, verticals and whatnot. We're going to do the affiliate. We may, maybe I'll even bring in an expert for maybe Amazon FBA or Shopify or whatever. I mean, some of the guys out there, that's what they do. Because you can't be an expert at everything,
right.
Unfortunately. But there's, if somebody knows, likes, and trusts you, and you are genuine to those people and your users and your following, they'll buy from you even if if you recommend somebody. For example, if I said, hey, you got to take Ronnie's course, if they like me and they trust me, they'll just buy it because our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Right. So,
and in fact, that's how we met. It was through John Cristani.
Yeah, correct.
And it was kind of one of those things. Hey, this is my boy. You should look into him, type of thing. And you're all right.
Yeah. Well, we happened to be sitting next to each other in a classroom setting, and we just started rapping. And next thing you know, I bought into your program and then became a successful affiliate. And here I am, 4 years later, and now we're still friends, and and that's how it is, though. To everybody out there listening, I mean, if you go out and probably find Ronnie's School of Hidden Knowledge online somewhere on some torrent site. You can probably find my courses on some torrent site for free. But you know what? You're never going to get that relationship with the person if you don't buy their course. You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't spend some money with them. Because why on earth, with as busy as you and I are, with as much stuff as we going on, why would we talk to someone that has never invested in us, invested in our training, unless they've made some kind of investment with us? Obviously, like my coaching students, the people that have spent, the 5K plus with me, when they email me, I email them right back because I want to work with them, Now, if you've never bought anything from me and you email me, well, if I get to it, I get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm getting constantly hit. Oh, could you review my copy? And I do my best to kind of respond, but if I responded to every message that came to me, and Steve and I talk about this, we were just talking about the other day, if I actually responded to every message, that just like going out, it's like, okay, you respond to that initial message, and then it starts a whole conversation. And then it's like you respond to it, and then it opens up this whole other, reality path, that rabbit hole that takes you. Just ignoring. My thing is, I tend to just kind of ignore the first round of messages, and if it's important, it somehow gets to me.
Yeah, escalates.
Yeah, it escalates, and and especially with like problems and fires, people always say, "Well, dude, you look like you don't work that much." When people that hang out with me on a day-to-day basis, like, dude, you look like you don't work, but really, like, it's putting out fires. That's what I do. That allows me to kind of like live a lifestyle where I don't have to work. And I don't know where I was going. Fuck, man, I had a really salient point. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's going back to if I chase after every message, it would just lead to nowhere. It wouldn't be productive at all. Or if I followed down every opportunity, like an entrepreneur, is so easy to say, I'm going to jump on e-com, I'm going to jump on lead gen, I'm going to jump on skin and diet and whatever. But versus just focusing and staying focused on that one thing. So how do you stay focused in your business? I know you have multiple businesses, but you're also a very highly productive person.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is the grind, don't get me wrong, I put a lot of hours in throughout the week. I've started doing this to stay a little more focused. I do have a whiteboard at home, and I do it by week. Generally, I pick like what I think is achievable in a week. Like maybe I got to do a VSL, or maybe I have to finish this, training program that I'm trying to go through. I just finished a personal branding one that I've been wanting to get done. Now I was like 3 days late on finishing that, but I did finish it. I stayed up late last night. I did a review for it. I put it up on the YouTube today. Like I did a scheduling. And, I got it done. So now that's out of my thing. I got the knowledge I needed out of it. Now this weekend I have a whole other project. I got to finish building out the Infusionsoft campaigns for my entire business, because we're going into the busy season, and we get so busy and we get so many leads in. We don't have the time to follow up with these people. So I'm setting up an entire automation system with, voice drops, text messaging, emails. But I have 4 separate websites, and each website has to have its own coming from this website domain. Everything is a lot of setup. But you do it one time once, and it's set.
Well, thanks to automation and all the tools like Infusionsoft that are available to entrepreneurs now that allow us to automate our business.
Exactly. But the setup on that tool is time consuming. So you literally have to schedule an entire weekend. Like this weekend, I'm not that busy because the pools aren't open yet. I have my sales guy covering our customers this weekend. So I know this whole weekend I'm just devoting to getting that project done. Once it's done, it's done. I can cross it off the list and move on to the next thing. Yeah. So, I mean, that's how I do it. You just got to go project by project. Next week I have a VSL I got to launch for our new school. That's going to take me probably 5 or 7 days to do. Literally, I have to write it all out. I've got it about half done. Then you got to go through and you got to put it slide by slide, and then you got to record the whole thing.
So what are you going to focus on in your course? Are you going to be campaign focused, copy focused, traffic focused?
Yeah, well, I like to bring you in to help with the copywriting stuff. I do write some of my own copy and whatnot, and I'm pretty good at it. But we're trying to get people in that are basically people that are kind of beginners. You know what I'm saying? And get them into the affiliate world. Try to give them some working stuff, that they can actually go with, start getting some conversions. I mean, that's what I put up on my YouTube yesterday. I just did a pretty simple setup, maybe an hour and a half. I showed people pretty much everything. And today, I got a conversion. Maybe it's a fluke, whatever, but it did turn a profit the first day. So, that's what people need to see. I mean, there's a lot more to it. Don't get me wrong. And there's a few things that I I didn't really go into the research and stuff that goes into this stuff. There's hours and hours of that a lot of times. But, I gave people an idea of like what's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally like get good at what like we've gotten good at, and you could do that as a career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Career, it's also very lucrative once you hit the sweet spot. And
Yeah.
you get those campaigns working, and it kind of just works.
Yes.
And it works automatically without you having to do too much. What's been kind of your best week or day so far in online marketing?
Well, the best day I had was about 4 years ago. It seemed like, no, not about 4 years ago, about 3 years ago. It seemed like traffic was less expensive than it is now. And I think you could do the research on Facebook traffic and find that, number one, the traffic overall is declining. The amount of marketers advertising is increasing. So like common sense would tell you the price is going to go up. So, there was a day where we did make almost 10 grand in one day. So, I mean, that is possible, and it still is possible. If you really got good at like buying media, like in terms of like maybe some like, media buys on like massive websites like CNN, and you had an offer that was really converting really well, you could potentially make those kind of numbers. And people are. I think people still are doing that. That's another level of what we're doing. There's always another level. Every position and job you have, there's always another level to go up to. So, as we take more courses and make more relationships, you try to get to that next level. I mean, that's really how it is. I mean, just this week we did about 7K in profit.
That's not bad.
Not bad week.
For a lot of people, that's, making that even in a month. And
Yeah.
doing it from home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having the flexibility to live your life, to like live a life where you can travel, don't have to go to an office, you don't have a job, you can spend time with your friends and family and do the stuff that you want to do. Wake up when you want to wake up.
Yeah, like my 1 o'clock wake up today.
Yeah. I was going to say I woke up at 1. Yeah.
Well, I was up in all my defense. I was up filming a video till 5 a.m. So I was a little tired.
What were you filming?
I did that review on the personal branding course. So
okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to get a lot of. I'm doing a YouTube video almost every day, and it's a lot of work. I mean, by the time you actually film the video, maybe you screw something up and you got to redo part of it. Then you got to edit it, and then you got to put it up on YouTube. You got to find tags. The tagging stuff is pretty easy, but it's a process. I mean, like I put out a video almost every day now for about a month, and my YouTube's starting to grow a little bit. But I mean, it's like a process, especially when you're not that good at it in the beginning. Now I've gotten a lot better at editing. I've gotten a lot better with actually like playing around on the actual YouTube itself. And that kind of stuff is like this now for me. So, that's what I, tell everybody out there is like, you're not going to be a pro at anything like the first week you start doing it, but do it for a month straight, make it a habit, and it becomes like that. You know what I'm saying? So now, like when I film a video, subconsciously, every time, I used to know I had a video to do that day, for example, subconsciously you start like tricking yourself out of doing the video because you're like, man, like it's going to be so much work to put it all together and make it put up. And subconsciously you find other stuff to do. Like you'll like literally find yourself 4 hours later still doing something else besides the video. Okay. Right. But once you get good at it, subconsciously you're like, I don't need to like even think about it. I'll just film it and just knock it out. You know what I'm saying? That's why like last night I drank a Starbucks at 2 a.m. I'm like, I'm just going to get this thing done right now. And then I scheduled it out to go, when you put your videos out during the day, you want to put them out at certain times, the peak times to get the most views. Okay. So I scheduled it to go out at like, noon, PST, which is a good time for a video to go out on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got your video business, you got your videos that you're ramping up. I've been watching your videos. You have the greatest kind of like photo background and stuff. You have the green screen.
I mean, I'm a small time right now. Let's be honest. I mean, I literally started my YouTube like 2 years ago. Did it for like a couple months, not consistently. Put a few videos up, and then I bought that whole other company. So I like literally worked in the business for like the last year and a half, and I just didn't have the time. So it's like. Now, 2018, I said, you know what, this is going to be the year of YouTube for me. I've laid all the groundwork. I've made the relationships. I've got the successful companies. Like, I'm going for it. I'm going to go minimum of 5 days a week videos. So, and my subscribers have gone up like 75%, 75 people. It's not a lot, but you know what? YouTube, the way it works, if you put out content consistently for like 3 months, they're going to start to show you some love in their algorithm. Really? Because you're a producer.
Is there like a good course for YouTube that you've like learned how to like work the algorithm and
well, that one I just did a review on was actually pretty solid. It was from Tanner J. Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, he started his YouTube 1 year ago in February, ironically, and he grew it from 0 to 92K as of yesterday.
Wow.
in 1 year. So
Pretty good.
I'll say, yeah, and he claims he's making about $200,000 or $300,000 a month off selling courses.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not a bad little business.
Not a bad little business, man. So, I kind of look up, he's a younger kid. He's like 22. Here's me at 45 with, successful companies and working my ass off. And I'm like, man, what am I doing? What is he doing that I'm not doing?
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people see multi-six figures a year as very successful.
Right.
And like we look at like that's expected, especially kind of the group of people that we, associate with. It's like, come on, if you're not making a couple $100,000 a year.
Yeah. If you're not making a couple $100,000 a year, you're not doing something right. Exactly.
Out of the room.
Yeah, exactly.
You get it. You don't want to, we're not mean, but I look at like $100,000 a month plus.
Yeah.
As like, I wouldn't say next level because I've hit that multiple times, but
I've hit $100,000 a month myself too.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been able to consistently hit $100,000 a month because something will go awry. We go into the slow season for one business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I still feel like I have another level to get to right now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We'll get there.
Yeah.
More systems. More courses, more mentors. Whatever it takes, I'm going to get there. The nice thing about the situations we're in is that we do make enough where if I want to go spend $20K to go sit down with Frank Kern, for example, for a day, or Russell Brunson for a day, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, buying that next level of knowledge is worth it instead of trying to figure it out myself.
No, 100%.
100
million%. I kind of wish that when I first got into internet marketing, there wasn't as many stuff. There wasn't as many resources. I mean, now there's ClickFunnels and like one-click WordPress install.
Oh yeah, Bluehost. I suggested that on my last video. Literally one click, boom, done.
Yeah, easy.
Easy. It wasn't that way before.
Yeah, I remember even WordPress, you had to install databases and like connect the database with the file, HT access, and.
Well, what do you think about this? Like, as things have gotten easier, the barrier to entry into this business has gotten lower, I think. And what do you think the future holds with like AI and stuff in our business?
Well, that's an interesting question because like AI, I think is going to clearly take over media buying, and it's already taking over media buying, and it's going to happen real rapidly.
Yeah.
So I think it will take over some of the creative aspect of it. I think there will be a lot of demand for creatives like copywriters. That's something that a machine can't do well. Or will be a long time, and hopefully before machines.
But machines will be able to split test stuff, split test images, split test headlines,
right.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's already happening. I mean, there's AI, machine learning. Facebook is machine learning AI.
Right.
When you boil down how Facebook's algorithm works,
Yep.
It does all of the work for you. It does all of the heavy lifting for you, using their statistical similarities and just the amount of data that they have and can process. It's incredible. So it's pretty clear that AI is going to play a huge role in the future of marketing, which goes into so there's more ease of entry, and so there's more competition. So is it actually easier?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because one could argue, it's easier to make music now, but is it actually easier now to become a successful artist?
No, it's not.
It's actually harder now
to
become a successful artist and make money from it.
Yeah, and I think that's where the affiliate world is going, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten harder, honestly. We do anyway. I don't know about you. That's our feeling overall. It's gotten a little harder.
I think, where I'm taking my business is more of an agency model where we're focusing on very, very, very unique niches and verticals. Like, without giving up too much, we're doing one that's a real heavy hitter for us. It's a very, very specific type of law.
Okay, yeah.
And
that's going to be very niche specific. You're going to go after a very small niche.
I'm like one of the only guys in the whole world doing this, but extremely lucrative.
Yeah, probably one lead could pay as much as like $700. You know what I'm saying? Or more. Or more, yeah. Like one, but you have to spend a lot of money to get that one
Not
lead.
Necessarily. Not the way we're doing it.
Sometimes,
Sometimes, if you find the good honeypot. So it's all about finding unique stuff. Like, for example, we just moved into this home, and I must have shelled out $6,000 in the past 2 months in local contracting services. from lawn care to barbecue cleaner to carpet cleaner to maid,
They love
to
it.
contractor to electrician, to plumber, to pool guy, the fucking poop guy that cleans up the dog poop, the fucking alarm security dude. Like I've like some serious buku dollars, and that's what I was like. Fuck, man, these guys make a lot of fucking money. Like there was this guy that was I hired a guy to come and clean my barbecue pit out there, and his rate's $340.
Jeez, just to
And I'm
clean the
like,
barbecue.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I'm like, how many of these a day are you doing? He's like 6, 5, 6, 7.
Oh wow. Well, but I can't imagine that's not a profession a lot of people want to do though.
No,
So
he was like when I Googled it. There was he was basically the only dude that popped up.
right. So he rules the SEO world on that
And
term.
I'm like, okay, I was just thinking in my head, I was like, fuck, man, I could start that business. What's the investment on that? 40 grand, 50 grand, maybe 60 grand for the truck and the equipment and another 60 grand salaries, but that's paid over the year after you start making the money. It's not that big of an investment for the amount of money that guy's making. He's clearing 100 grand in a month probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I was thinking, fuck. And then I had this I have this giant fucking desk that just didn't fit in the room, like didn't fit in the doorway. And I had to hire this contractor to come out and remove the door molding. Anyway, so the guy, we started chatting because inevitably all the contractors look around the house like, what the fuck do you do for a living? What are you doing here? You look like the type that live in this home. But he was like telling me, dude, like there's a big racket out here that is these sewage pipes, not sewage pipes, gas line pipes rather. And it's coincidentally, we just had to have that done in this house where the gas line had been corroded, and we had to have, it was like $5,000 to have this guy come out and to replace the gas line for the pool and spa jacuzzi heater. And the guy was like, dude, it's all profit. It's all profit. The material cost on that is nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like all profit. He's like, there's so much money to be had in doing that. I get 2 of those a day. I'm racking in like 10 grand a day.
Yeah. Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, dude, and then he was like, here's another one. Whenever it rains, people need to replace their tiles. He goes, dude, with like, I forgot how many leads he told me. He goes, I could make 200 grand in a weekend.
No kidding, really.
I was just like, I just don't know how to generate the leads.
That's easy for us.
That's easy for us. I'm like, holy.
Well, that comes to the next question. Like, if, we can generate the leads, which is not hard for us to do because of the skills we have. Would it make sense to become the guy that actually does the repair?
Partner.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
that's the
a
thing.
partner.
Dude, that guy was offering me partnership on the spot.
Right.
He was like, I'll 50-50 partner with you. And I was like, I'll think about it.
Right.
It's like, because he saw the fucking, I did too, but,
Well, most of these guys have no clue how to do the internet marketing
None.
stuff. They can clean your, pit,
Right.
and they can fix your roof, but they can't even fire up a computer.
And I'm like, fuck, dude. So I thought of this headline. It's like, critical warning. I live in like this kind of like next to this neighborhood called Summerlin, which is kind of like the Beverly Hills of LA, and say like Summerlin alerts, leaky gas lines causing potentially time bomb situation in local houses. Get a free inspection.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Get a free inspection. Hey, are you going to risk your family? Are you going to risk your daughter? You know how many gas line explosions? You know how many people gas line explosions kill every year? I'm sure it's a lot more than you think, And it's like, are you, these gas lines are this year's. It's super localized. So
Right.
Like, I live in Summerlin.
I mean, it would be easy to target that area with Facebook or
Easy.
even
And
Google.
Nobody's doing it.
Right.
Nobody's doing it.
Right.
And if I'm getting fucking 50%, and we're getting 10 leads a day and converting them at 20% at $5,000 a pop. I don't know the math, but that's a fucking lot of money, dude.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah, it
money,
is.
man.
Absolutely.
How much would I spend on it? A couple $100 a day?
Yeah, not even.
Nothing.
I mean, you'd have to probably get it to the point where you didn't want to even spend that much because you generate so many leads
leads
that the guy could never in a million years answer the phone that quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'd have to like literally be like, yo, like how many can you legitimately take a day? You know, can you answer the phone 10, 15 times a day?
Well, the way I would do it was just probably have a small little intake team to close the deals. I mean, probably start small with like, shit, probably $100 a day budget.
Well, you've seen the ads for Billie Jean Marketing, right? He's got those really crazy ads. He has a lot of fun with his marketing, and he kind of does that lead gen type of stuff. He went into like a tanning salon. He did like a case study. It was like a tanning salon or some sort of salon, and he's like, "Watch, I'll bring you guys in 50 new customers in one day." And he did it all live, and like people are just rolling in through the door, like because he's got the skills that these people don't have. You know what I'm saying?
And it's easy for us.
Yeah.
And so I was just thinking, I'm like, dude, in like LA, for example, this would be hyper competitive because of the amount of money. But in Las Vegas, and my business partner Steve and I were just talking about this the other day. We're in a tier 2 city.
For sure it is.
And it's not a tier 1 would be like the Chicago's, the LA's, the New York's.
Sure. Well, even Chicago, like in certain areas, would be like a tier 2. You know what I'm saying? Like LA, I'm sure when you go a little further out, that's more like your tier 2.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. And so tier 2 cities are where it's at. That's where there's like low competition and still tons of money to be had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Las Vegas, especially because Las Vegas got hit so hard by the recession that it's still just now coming back to where it was. And so you have all these contractors that were kind of hit the hardest that kind of was left and there's just been this wide open gap here of local services. The guy was like, I'm the only guy in town doing barbecue. He was happy, big fat belly, happiest dude I've ever met. Dude.
He had his niche, man. He's covered.
He figured it out, man.
Yeah.
He's rolling in it, man. He had a fucking Escalade.
Yeah, of course he did.
And it's so funny because people go to college. It's not funny, actually. It's sad, really. People go to college and they spend all this money, and barbecue cleaner is not respectable. I mean, the guy that does we have a business that does dog poop cleanup, and he comes once a week and clean up all the dog poop. And I was like, dude, how's business? He goes, dog, it's fucking booming. It's booming, dog.
Well, I have a pool guy that comes once a week for $150.
Dude, my pool guy is driving up in a fucking pimped out.
Yeah, man. I'm like, he's in and out of my pool in an hour, once a week. That's 4 hours. I paid a guy like $150 for the pool and spa.
$100
sometimes he sometimes won't show up for a week. I'll be like, yo, bro, the pool's turning green. What the hell? He's like, I was sick. Comes up with some bullshit excuse. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, okay, I've been cleaning my pool for 4 years. I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
Dude. When something breaks, he fixes it without really charging me. So I'm not gonna leave him. But if he skips a week, I don't really say too much.
Yeah.
Unless it's turning green.
Right. Dude, but those are good businesses, like the dog poop guy. That guy, I'm sure, is making multi-six figures a year.
For sure.
It's not glamorous.
No.
He's picking up dog shit for a living.
Right.
But you know what? If I would rather pick up dog shit for a living and make 300, 400 grand a year than fucking work in an office making 50, 60, 70 grand a year.
True.
Like 100%.
Yeah, he makes his own hours. He comes when he wants. Yeah.
He has employees. He owns the company. The guy that came out owns the company. But he has employees. He goes, I'm just here for the first initial inspection to assess the home.
Yeah, so he's not the one picking up the dog poop,
He does all the new intakes.
He's doing the lead gen. He's building the website and taking care of the Yelp reviews and all that crap.
Every one of these contractors rolled up in sick ass new fucking cars. Our pool guy is in a $50,000 Wrangler, probably more because
everything we do for our businesses, we could take pretty much to any business and be successful. You know what I'm saying?
And dominate the market.
Dominate the market, yeah.
And I think, to answer your question, I think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Like I have my mentor that got me into lead gen. He owns a bunch of restaurants called Hiccups Tea Houses.
Okay.
And he is growing like crazy. He's not only growing that, he's growing another concept called Churroholic, which is based off his success he had with Hiccups. And literally, he blew up because he's advertising on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. And
not only that, he's using the feedback he gets from the likes and loves to modify his menu. So if he sees that, like for example, it was so interesting. He was ready to sell that business and just go full into lead gen with me. And then he made two changes. I helped him get his Instagram ads up, And then he said, man, I'm trying to get more of the Hispanic market. He's like, bro, help me out. And I'm like, you got to do like some type of like mango chamoy thing, like, because they're a smoothie boba place. So he created the mango chamoy boba smoothie, which nobody else had ever done. Cornered the Hispanic market, using his advertising targeting. So now he had a huge Hispanic and the Asian market are the two markets were in Long Beach and LA where he's started that business.
Right.
He has from the second he opens that door to the second he closes, he has lines.
No
out
kidding.
The door. He's profiting off every one of those stores $100,000 a month. For every one of those restaurants. He's at like 5 restaurants now, and he's ready to franchise and go huge.
National. That's crazy.
And you know what I mean? Like, and you look at like there's like an Asian spot in that same plaza. That place is about to go to business.
Right.
Just next to him. And what's the difference between that guy that's about to go to business and Sky, who owns the Hiccups Tea Shops, who is thriving and opening up more and ready to franchise? It's because he did the marketing. He did something that most businesses are doing, which is advertising, and then used that data he collected as a feedback loop to adjust his business to see what his customers really wanted.
Yeah.
Which seems so obvious, right?
It seems obvious, but nobody does it.
It's so silly. And so, like I want to invest in a barber shop. That's kind of a local business that I see myself investing in the next couple of years. Pretty easy, maybe $100,000 investment, but everyone needs their hair cut.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, that's not going to be. We're not going to have robots cutting people's hair anytime soon.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So that's a good business, and those are businesses that us as marketers we can go and dominate.
Right.
Because we have the cash flow to do it.
Yeah, and people need to eat. That's not going away. Yeah.
Nails. Why did the Vietnamese just dominate the nail market? I mean, I know that sounds a little. I don't mean to offend people. Well, come on. Let's call for what it is.
Right.
Why not? I'll own a nail salon.
Right. Why not?
These guys, they make bank.
If you just have good, people that actually estheticians or whatever they're called do the nails, and you generate the leads and manage a business, that's all you need to do. You can still have your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not actually doing the nails. You know what I'm saying?
Or
But
just go in and make a partnership deal with maybe a struggling or a business that sees the potential. So you don't even have to.
Yeah, maybe it's already fully established. You're just not doing very well.
You don't even need to go in and recreate the business.
And you can go in within 5 minutes on Google and you can look at their marketing and see if they're on point or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard.
Right. So there's huge opportunity there. And then, I think obviously the skin and the black hat guys, the diet guys, the rebills, which was the shady monthly billing stuff, those are all going away.
Yeah.
So it's going to be much more tighter internet,
Yeah.
Which is good and bad. It's going to be harder. A lot of guys don't know how to adapt to actually creating an actual marketing piece,
Right.
But, how about you? Where do you see the market going?
Well, I look at it like this, honestly. Like at my age, I'm 45. I'm doing everything I can right now. I'm really working a lot of hours. I'm doing like learning more. I'm working on my systems. I'm trying to make as much money as I can right now while we can make good money. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it's going to be like in 5 years from now. I don't. Do you? You can't predict it. Nobody really can.
I have a feeling I know.
I have a feeling too.
Yeah.
But, one of my mentors, this guy, Matt Trainer, he's kind of like a real big visionary guy. And, he was preaching this 3 years ago. He goes, you got to go in right now with, whatever you're doing business-wise and make as much money as you can right now while the internet is still kind of like the wild, wild west, which it is. And it's becoming less and less wild, wild west. Like crypto right now is wild, wild west. But, that's going to eventually become more like a stock market. You know what I'm saying? As more people come into it, institutional investors, more robots, that kind of stuff. But, like, obviously, like right now, we can still make money. So make as much as you can, stack it away, invest in some businesses that are stuff like you said. You mentioned the barbershop. Not everybody might want to do that, but like you said, everybody needs to get their hair cut. So, invest your money in stuff like that where it's going to continue to make you money no matter what happens with AI or affiliate marketing, or anything like that. Because you're going to have money coming in because people are always going to need that.
Right, and you can still use those same skill sets.
Right.
The skill sets of marketing carry over to every business. Every business needs a good marketer.
Yes, 100%. Without sales, you have nothing.
You don't have a business.
You don't have a business.
You just have a concept.
You have a concept or a building with nothing in it.
Yeah, or a liability, really.
Yeah, liability, exactly.
So tell me about your crypto play.
Well, crypto, I really jumped into it pretty heavy. I owned my first Bitcoin back in like 2014, before Bitcoin was even popular in the mainstream. And I remember why I had to buy it. I was trying to buy something like a VPN or something online, and the damn place only took Bitcoin. So I'm like, what the hell? Where am I going to buy a Bitcoin? I got to figure it out. So, I went on some website and I had to trade like a Steam card. Steam's like the gaming site or whatever. I had to trade like a Steam card for like Bitcoin. So I had to barter. It was a barter system back then, So I bought my first Bitcoin. I wouldn't be surprised if I still have that in some account somewhere. But I did use part of that Bitcoin to buy the VPN I was looking for. And so I knew about it. And then, obviously things came into the mainstream recently. And, I had bought 6 Bitcoin in the beginning of the year, like last year, 2017. I had 6 Bitcoin. And my buddy, who was one of my network marketing friends from like 4 years ago, he got me into this thing like, oh man, you invest your Bitcoin and then, every day you get a little payout. And over the course of like 3 months or something, you get back, basically another full Bitcoin. It was like a lending platform. It was a total scam.
Was that BitConnect?
It wasn't BitConnect, but it was something similar.
Oh,
and so I lost all the Bitcoin. I lost 6 Bitcoin. Now remember, I bought these at about $2,000 a piece. Okay, so
it wasn't like a huge 12G.
Well, if I would have just held on to those, right? Yeah. So, I got scammed. It is what it is. I learned a lesson. And then, ironically, I did actually invest a small amount into BitConnect, and that totally went to shit.
Oh, you went into BitConnect?
Yeah, I went into BitConnect.
Brian tries everything.
I do.
Try everything.
Yeah, I'm a high risk taker, man. I'm a roll of the dicer. So, but now I've kind of changed my strategies a little bit. I actually been working with a guy who helps like develop a portfolio, and he's kind of been helping me a little bit. And I actually bought Profit Trader. We just set it up last night. I haven't actually played around with it yet, but I'm going to plan on next week really getting that up and running. Maybe do some simulated trading for like a week, and then I'm going to actually invest in that. Bankroll wise, right now I got about 20 some grand in the market. My goal for 2000, because I do believe in crypto technology. I believe in the cryptocurrency. I believe that we are sitting on what was like maybe Amazon or Apple or Google in like 2001 or 2000. Okay, I believe that's what we're sitting on right now, and I really feel that. So my plan for 2018 was to get about 100,000 of my assets invested into crypto, strategically with the help of like a professional portfolio guy, and then start to do a trading with a smaller percentage of that 100 grand. Maybe like I'm trading with like 40 grand or 30 grand or whatever it is, but able to make if you can figure out the bot and get that thing rolling. Potentially you can make 2%, 4%, 3% on that, whatever amount you're trading per day. So that's what I'm looking for. I like as internet marketers, we like daily income. It costs money. It costs money to eat every day. It costs money to brush your teeth every day. Everything costs money every day. Okay, so you're spending money every day. So you need to be bringing money in every day. Okay, when you have a job and you work, Monday through Friday, you're really only bringing in money 5 days a week. Okay. There's 7 days a week. The internet crypto market is 7 days a week, 24/7. Internet is 24/7. Right. You can make money 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So why don't you make money 7 days a week, 24 hours a day? So I'm trying to find stuff that I can like legitimately, basically, I call it printing money. Basically print money 24/7. Like my websites produce leads at all hours of the day. I'll be at the gym at 3 a.m. sometimes doing a workout, and a lead will come in from Australia, and I'll hit the guy up on WhatsApp. Hey, what's up, bro? It's morning for him. I'm working out. Yeah, it's morning for him. He's like, well, I'm surprised you called me right back. I'm like, well, I'm up, so whatever, But yeah, so I like to find stuff that basically pays me 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Sick. So what are your crypto calls? What do you think? You're more of a long-term guy, right? You're not.
Well, originally my plan was to just buy and hold. Yeah. I was trying to find projects that I believed in, stuff that I felt like had some longevity, and the people that were behind them were like quality teams, and the idea was solving like a real world problem. That's pretty much everyone will tell you out there in crypto world. If you're investing, find stuff that the team's awesome, that they're not going to just like walk away. Good programmers, people from Google, Facebook, that kind of stuff, visionary type people. Find, stuff that is, potentially like, solving like a real problem. Like, for example, a problem is when you wire money to, somebody in Turkey, for example, there's a large fee with that. Okay. The banks charge a large fee. It takes like 3 days to get there. That's a problem. Cryptocurrency, you can do that within minutes, seconds, and low fees or no fees. So, that's a real world problem. If that can be solved, that technology could be the next Google or Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to invest in. That was my original strategy. Then I started getting into it, and I saw the market dip 50% in one day and then come back like 40% the next day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, there's so much volatility in this market. If you know what you're doing, you can make a freaking fortune if you know what you're doing. Okay?
Swing trades, yeah.
Swing trades. Yeah, because I'm like, wow, it's like the wild, wild west right now. The institutional money, the guys that have like the robots and the algorithms and all that stuff, they have not come into cryptocurrency much, okay? Because it's too volatile. There's not enough data for these robots and these algorithms to really understand what's going on. And literally a piece of news can come out and things can go awry just from that. And bots and algorithms can't really take that into consideration. They need data, okay? So, as a newcomer into the market, it's exciting because there's opportunity right now. If you can understand what's going on and you can see stuff a little bit before it happens, you can make a lot of money. And that's what excites me about it. So, institutional traders, man, these guys have like servers like a block away from the trading actual exchanges. And this guy might be 2 blocks away, and this guy can trade faster than this guy because he's literally a block away, which is a millisecond to make a trade. That's how robotic the regular markets are. But crypto's not like that. It's a wild, wild west. There's multiple exchanges. You can do arbitrages right now, trading from one exchange to another because this exchange is trading here and this exchange is trading here. If you know what you're doing, you could literally be shuffling money around, making money on the arbitrages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So, do you have any specific cryptos that you like right now, or is it you just kind of just looking?
I like Ethereum, man. I'm big on Ethereum. I think that there's a lot of money in Ethereum. I bought that in December, my first buy, in December, and like all through January it went up. Now it took a big dip like a week and a half ago, but it's almost back up to where it was now. I like Ethereum because it's real easy to move around. A lot of these ICOs and stuff, I've invested in a couple. They pretty much are all taking Ethereum. And
they're all based off of Ethereum.
Yeah,
the Ethereum platform.
Yeah, the token. Yeah, the ERC20 token, I believe. And it's quick. I mean, you literally send Ethereum from one place to the next, and it's there like in seconds. It's nice. Bitcoin, man, it's like it's cool. I like Bitcoin too. Don't get me wrong, and I have some. But like it takes like sometimes an hour, 2 hours to get from one place to the next, and it's like annoying. Like if you see something you want to buy, like on a trade, if a piece of news comes out and you want to trade in Bitcoin, man, you might miss the boat because of how long just the transaction takes. But Bitcoin is kind of like that gold standard in like our regular monetary system. Like if you own Bitcoin, like that's like a gold bar in crypto world. You know what I'm saying? So like you're buying Bitcoin or accumulating Bitcoin in hopes that it's just going to go up to like 30 grand or 50 grand because there's a limited amount. I mean, there's only so many Bitcoins out there and there's not going to be any more.
Well,
so
until they fork.
When they fork, but there's still only going to be one Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
But then there's Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, but the Bitcoin Cash, man, yeah, there's all kinds of different stuff going on, but there's still only one gold bar. It's just like there's silver, there's copper, there's other commodities, but Bitcoin's Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hear the debate that Bitcoin's the new gold. I don't buy it because gold is gold.
Gold is gold. You're right.
If I had to choose between a gold bar and a
Bitcoin, you take the gold bar for sure.
Like all day long,
right.
Because it just has actual utility. But actually, I would choose silver before gold right now because I think it's very low and has much more utility value. But I'm looking at a crypto called Steemit right now.
Oh, Steemit? Yeah, I'm familiar.
And I think that's very cool the way that they're doing it because it's based off of like content. So if I produce content, I can get people can the more upvotes I get, the more cryptocurrencies I get.
Yeah, it's basically you're producing content to make money, and then if people like comment on it, I believe they can make some money. Basically people that contribute to the platform make money.
Right.
Whether you're a producer, a content guy, a person that's seeking content, you can make money on both angles, which is kind of cool. The advertising dollars from like, for example, Facebook or YouTube, those dollars are coming in, and guess who doesn't make any money? The people that are creating the content and the people that are reading the content. Okay, so what Steemit's model is basically like paying forward a little bit to the people that are actually
they're engaging.
Yes.
And actually the people that are the product.
Yeah, the concept is dead on, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about 5 years from now. What is that the way things are going to go?
Yeah, I could see it being like I have like a LeBron coin, Like, as weird as that sounds, like an athlete has their own coin and people invest in it, and you can trade. You can trade LeBron coin with like a Kobe coin. Like I think it'll get like Amazon coin. Like, I would own an Amazon coin.
Yeah.
Why not? If Amazon came out with crypto, I mean, I could actually.
They are actually coming out with crypto, from what I understand.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I can buy stuff on Amazon.
Right.
Why not?
It's no different than airline miles, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. That's a very good analogy comparing it to airline.
Yeah,
miles.
it's no different. Airline miles have value. There's value in that. I go on my American Express card. I spend, $100,000 a month. I get 100,000 miles. I want to book a flight. Well, I look at the cost of the flight. It was $300, and they took out 30,000 miles. Roughly. So those miles are just the same as like a token or a currency. You know what I'm saying? They're worth money.
So why don't they do a crypto airline?
Oh, there's already like ICOs coming out that are going after that exact thing.
That's exactly where it's going to go, and that's always been my biggest concern. It was like, well, dude, right now, like, there's going to be so much crypto that like all the speculation that's going to go up to the moon is going to be not, because there's going to be more and more crypto that are going to even like there's not all the money in the world that could just go into one crypto. Like, there's market caps.
Right.
So the more coins that come out, the more the money gets spread out, and the market cap's thin on all these individual coins.
It's gonna be interesting how it all plays out. How's that sound?
Yeah.
And I want to be a part of it. Okay.
A lot of people think I'm anti-crypto. People think I'm anti. I'm actually very pro-crypto. I just think that the casino that it had become and the speculation it had become was very dangerous, and still is dangerous. But who knows? I think, like I said, like you said, we're in the early .com era.
It is, man. It's a wild, wild west right now, and something like this may not come around in our lifetime again. It may or may not. We don't know. We don't know what's coming in 20 years from now. But we did, have the .com boom in 2000, and now we are in 2018, 19 to 20. That's going to be your cryptocurrency boom. You know what I'm saying?
What I see a big utility of cryptocurrency is to interface with the virtual reality world.
Yeah.
So there's this game, Steve. You know what game that is? The one.
Second Life.
No, not Second Life, which they had the Linden Dollar, but actually the game that's the battle game that people actually lose $100,000 battleships.
Oh,
Eve. So there's this game that there's actual real value in these battleships. These battleships are like $100,000 in real value, and every once in a while, every couple of years, there's these wars that literally end up costing like $1 million.
No
in
kidding.
Real money.
And people pay it to be a part of it?
Yeah, people pay, and then I don't know how they work it, but somehow these people actually will buy these space stations with real money for like $100,000 and 60G. It's some crazy game, Eve. Anyway, that's a real economy.
Yeah.
And that has real money pouring into a virtual economy.
Yes.
Just like World of Warcraft back in the day, you could buy a World of Warcraft coin. I used to play EverQuest,
Right.
which is I could buy gold back then, and that had a real world value. Well, what if you combine that with the crypto element, with the blockchain, with the verification? So now, versus it just being literally just this created fiat virtual currency, it actually has some stability to it.
Yeah, one of the ICOs I did a review on, and I was trying to buy in, but they closed the public sale. It wasn't even allowed to buy in as a public sale. It was called Referium, and Referium basically was like this. It was like a currency. You know how like when as affiliate marketers we can do app installs. Okay, we basically get people, like we advertise for them to download an app. They download the app, we get paid. That's typically how it works. Well, this cryptocurrency, the way it worked was potentially you could have it set up to where these people had to reach a certain level in the game, for example, on an app before the currency was released, okay? And it was all done through the blockchain. It was pretty slick, you know what I'm saying? Because the biggest thing with an app install is you can get a lot of people to download it, but is anybody going to actually go back to it and use it again? You know what I'm saying? And so like literally if you played it, hit a level like 4 or something in the game, that's when the kickback came to the advertiser.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool idea. Cool concept. You're going to see so many different things that like are going to be changed by crypto and blockchain. Like most of the normal people out there are not even going to see it coming, and they're just going to be like, "Wow, that just happened." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's going to like people that go to regular jobs and do their 9-to-5s or whatever. They're just like literally like so far behind already. Like they won't even see it coming.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like I'm so used to this internet marketing world. And I hate to say it's like a bubble, not in a bubble like it's going to pop type of bubble, but like I realize I live in this insulated bubble where it's like most people go to work and are told when they can eat, when they can go home, when they can wake up, when they can take shits, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and they're doing that for the privilege of making 60, 70, 80, maybe if they're real lucky, 100 grand a year. And it's like, fuck, man. Like, how do people do that? How do people, like, find that acceptable and okay in their life? Like, even like me, I feel like I'm busy constantly. We're doing basic stuff, dry cleaning, washing my car, running errands, and it takes up my whole day.
Right.
How do you, like, go and, like, actually live an adult, productive life and, like, spend most of your life inside this cubicle? Or even worse, some people have even worse off than a cubicle.
Right.
Some people are lucky, would be lucky to have cubicles and weekends off.
It's going to be a different world in 5 years from now. I can promise you that. That's all I can really tell you, man. I'm doing everything I can this year. I don't care if I have to work, 100 hours a week to learn more stuff and build up my YouTube and the way you build up your YouTube, honestly, is you deliver good content to people. You give people stuff that's useful in their daily lives. I am learning more stuff so I can bring it to more people. You know what I'm saying? The more you help other people, the more you're going to get back. So, I don't care right now. Like, I don't have a serious girlfriend. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't care, man. I'm gonna master this stuff. I'm gonna master it, and I'm gonna get really good at it. And people will start to follow you just by default. Because I've watched some of these YouTubers literally go from like 2,000 followers to like over 100,000 followers in like a month with crypto, just because they like are giving good value. They're giving people stuff they really want to see, and it's hot right now. Crypto's like, don't get me wrong, I love affiliate marketing and we're good at affiliate marketing, but it's just not as hot as crypto right now. It's just not. It's just not.
I wouldn't say it's not as hot because I think it's even more lucrative because there's less and less people.
What I like about affiliate marketing right now is I think less people are doing it because they've jumped into the crypto world.
Over to crypto.
Yep.
It's left a big opportunity.
So I think there is a big opportunity right now. Stuff that wasn't profitable, like, in December when all the e-com guys were running, all their Shopify crap and stuff for Christmas is now profitable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's now profitable, and we're making a lot of money right now. So, if you're interested in internet marketing or affiliate marketing, Ronnie and I both have programs. So
that's the way to do it. It's just not sexy. Like telling people, like, I generate leads.
Well, people have been promoting affiliate marketing now for how many years? You know what I'm saying? Basically, for 10 years, it's been pretty hot. Probably the last 7 or 8, it's been really hot.
It's not sexy anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Just like Shopify and Amazon FBA, it's just not. It's not as sexy as it was 3 years ago when everyone was talking about Shopify and e-com. Well, you know what? You got to run. You got to pay for product. You got to pay for advertising. You got to deal with customer service, and you got to deal with all this other bullshit for about a 20% margin. You know what I'm saying? If you're lucky.
Yeah.
That's not sexy. That's a business, man. You're creating a job for yourself.
Man, it's something like e-com, man. I tried to crack e-com last year, and it just was so difficult. Like, even like all the top guys, like the Jake Sinakatives, these guys have like warehouses next to the ports.
Yeah.
They have employees that just deal with customs to China. They have customers.
Yeah, man. There's a whole nother level of every business, man.
Come on, man. Like, for those margins, man, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, and you can in this world you can create a job for yourself is what you can do.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not what you or I are trying to do. We're trying to create businesses that make money without having to be like working nonstop in the business.
Right.
Last year I did a whole year of working in the business. Right. And you know what? I'm burnt this year. Like I'm not passionate about that business right now. I did it for a year. I busted my ass. I finally got a good sales guy that's taking care of most of the leads. And honestly, like I've checked out of that business. I've checked out of it. Like I'm still making money and I jump in here and there when I'm needed. And I'm building, like I'm having more fun building an Infusionsoft campaign than answering sales calls. You know what I'm saying?
It's stimulating you.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I want to see the campaign work the way it should work. You know what I'm saying? But like answering the phone call, dealing with someone that's coming to Vegas, it's like not that exciting to me right now.
Well, it's like who wants to start a business and be an employee in their own business?
It's exactly what I was for like a year, 100%. Yeah.
It's like, and that's how so many business owners are. They're held captive by their own business.
Yep. 100%. That's why, I'm looking at crypto. I'm trying to invest. Like I said, man, I may fail. I may lose all my money. I'm going to be transparent on my YouTube channel. You can come on. I lost $7,000 2 weeks ago. I showed people what I lost. I took a beating. Like I think everybody did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just kick me in the nuts. It happens. But 1 week later, I'm back to even.
Yeah.
So, I'm showing all that stuff. And, when I get the bot working and it starts to hopefully making me money every day, I'm going to show that, and then, hopefully people just start jumping on because they want to see my settings, or they want to, hear what I think is going on. Nobody in the crypto YouTube world has that much experience. It's not like in affiliate marketing where some guys have been doing it for 15 years, or me and you have been doing it for 5 years. Crypto is new, man.
Right.
And even the guys that are like the experts right now only have like a few months of experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it's not going to take me too long to catch up to those guys.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about crypto is that like the experts are not really experts.
Dude, you're getting me excited, man. I'm about to become crypto Ronnie.
But am I right or am I right? There's not a lot of, like I said, the institutional traders are not in the game right now because there's not enough data for them to even get their algorithms.
I think there are institutions. There's just such guy, anonymous trader that did $400 million trade.
Those are the stories you hear about, okay? And there are probably some big players in the crypto world. Don't get me wrong, people are making money. But in reality, if you look at how much money is in like the stock market, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, your crypto is like there's companies. One company is worth more than the entire crypto market.
No, yeah, totally.
One company.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple's worth more than the entire crypto market. So.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, then you see like a Dogecoin, which at the peak had a $2 billion market cap.
Yeah, and it's just a meme coin.
And that's literally was a parody coin, a parody Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it went up to 2. So you're telling me that has like the market cap of a CVS. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bullshit out there. Don't get me wrong. And the reason there's a lot of bullshit out there is because it's unregulated. There's no regulation in ICO world right now, and you
can literally pump and dump, and it's totally legal.
Yeah, I mean, things like BitConnect keep happening, and there's going to be regulation because what happens is as soon as the government starts getting enough complaints, they have to step in. Okay, that's the way it works. Okay. If people all lose their money in some deal, that's going to be bad for crypto because you know what? Governments are going to start to come in and they're going to have to because governments are there to protect the people. That's what we have police for and fire departments and all that crap. So like if more bad stuff keeps happening, if all good keeps happening and people are making money and nobody's really complaining, the government's got too much other shit to worry about. They don't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a small little entity of the real picture in the financial world. But if more crap like BitConnect keeps happening, trust me, it's going to come. Regulations are going to come.
I think that, just the fact that the whole economy is on such a shoestring right now.
Oh yeah, well, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, well, it is. But if they lose control over the monetary policy, they lose control over the economy, and they lose power.
Right, 100%.
And that's I think once they actually crypto does start becoming an actual threat to them, we're going to see the attitude change from we just want to protect the public to we want to protect ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If people start buying everything in crypto, and then fiat becomes like secondary currency, then there's a problem. The governments are going to have problems.
Well, there's going to be a problem in the economy.
Yeah, 100%.
Our whole economy is based off of faith in the U.S. dollar.
My personal opinion is, in 5 years from now, we're all going to be having like. The conversation is going to be so different than it is right now because of like all the technology that's going to happen in the next 5 years. So it's. My advice to everybody out there is literally make as much money as you can right now, sack it away, put it in stuff you feel like is going to be around in 20 years from now. Real estate's one that's not going to go away. People need places to live. Yeah. People need places to get their hair cut. People need to eat. Those type of businesses, no matter what goes on, are still going to exist.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like railroads.
Yeah.
Like huge investments.
You're still going to need to move stuff from here to here. Now, there's going to be self-driving conductors or whatever you want to call them, and self-driving semis.
It's even better for the railroad industries because the profit margin.
There's already a self-driving semi driving around Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for sure coming. It's just a matter of when. A couple of the podcasts I listened to, like, one of the futurist guys, he was talking about, he goes, the technology's already there for everyone to have a self-driving car. It already exists.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But it's really the matter of how fast the public can react to the change. That's what's really going to matter. Okay. So at the end of the day, if it takes 20 years for the public to adapt to that, that's what it's going to take to implement it. The technology is going to be there. It's already there. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that the public is definitely ready for change, and we're changed so quick. I mean, I think that the way things are, we're used to change quick now.
Yeah. Well, for us, in our world, we're used to change quick. But not everybody else is in our world. So that's why, when people see a guy like me jump into crypto, or you or anybody, they're like, yeah, that's not surprising. Because, like, you're involved in the cutting edge stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's, unfortunately, that's kind of like the way the world's going right now. Like, stuff's happening so fast. If you're not on top of it, like, you're going to miss the boat.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to miss the boat.
Absolutely miss the boat. I mean, so many people are already missed the boat. They don't even see the boat anymore. Right. They're just hoping that the party's still going on where they're at. So, Steve, is there any questions? Is there any comments? Is there any... Maybe nobody's watching. I don't know. I don't have...
A lot of hey, what's up?
Hey, hey, what's up, guys?
What's up to every single one of you? What up, what up, what up? Okay, well, shit. How long have we been doing this for? It's been like 45 minutes.
Just over an hour.
Wow.
Oh, wow. It didn't seem like that.
It's like a nice chat with my
buddy. Exactly. But I think there was some good knowledge, that was given out here. So, it was a meaningful.
Yeah. Well, it took an hour to set up.
Well, the setup was a little long, but it's okay. I mapped out tonight to hang out with my boy Ronnie. Ronnie was one of my first mentors in the affiliate world, and now we're still friends and both successful and doing well. So I don't mind spending Friday evening with you.
Yeah, it's Friday evening. We're like such nerds, aren't we?
Right. We live in Vegas, man. We can go out on a Monday and it's just as good as a Friday. Honestly, it's even better on a Monday or Tuesday.
100% better.
Less tourists. It's more like locals, and it's just better.
It's way better. It's always
Friday is nothing in Vegas. Like if you live in a town like Chicago, Friday's a big deal. But like in Vegas, it's no big deal.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it. I think we'll leave it on that. It's a good ending to our first. You're my first
in the new crib.
The new crib and my first interview style. This is kind of the new format moving forward. So
well, I'll be back.
Yeah. Well,
let's check in like 2 or 3 months from now. And see how things are going.
A regular guest contributor.
Yes.
Right on. All right. Well, until next time, guys. Life is too short
to get rich slow.